The internet can totally see me now. At least that's what it tells me. Hi, Lenny. I'm gonna try not to be on here too long, you guys, because I know that Jan is streaming right now, and I don't really want to cut into that and steal her thunder, but I'm having a day. Hi, Shalene. It is a long day. Long day is long. Hi, Christy. Just tweaking some stuff here. There we go. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Shantae. Hi, Linda. Oh, that's marvelous, kitty cat. Joys of live streaming. That'll be fun to pick up in a few minutes. Yay! Oh, hugs definitely help. I could use them right now. So, this is going to be kind of just a short little yarn talk show off deal because I have a bunch of things done, and if I don't show them to you, I'm just going to stuff them in boxes for my craft fair in a few weeks and forget to show them to you and potentially never get to show them to you. So, hi everybody who's just popping in. If you are new to the channel or seeing this live and you're not already subscribed, I'm Random Randy. This is Yarn Talk. This is primarily a knitting, crochet, fiber arts podcast, guaranteed to give you your recommended dose of fiber arts in 60 minutes or less, but since we're live streaming, who knows? Like I said, I know Jan's streaming right now, so I'm going to try not to take too terribly long. And my apparently unable to chew cat is standing behind me, angrily wagging his tail. Yay! There you are. Hello, Mr. Black. Yes, I see you. Hi, you. Back up your face a little. Thank you, buddy. Alrighty, so I have some stuff that is done. I have a few things that are almost done. They're about 95% done. They just need faces embroidered on them and whatnot. You feel better now? Oh, good. So glad. And of course my phone is going to make noise as well. It is just a train wreck today, everybody. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Cynthia, Dolores, anybody else who I've missed so far. So, like I said, I have a couple of things done, a couple of bigger things, lots of smallish things that I'm working on. Since I have this in my hand, I'm going to show this. This is a Happy Pillow. The pattern is by Not Bad Ami. That's not with a K, K-N-O-T. And after this goes up, I'll put all of the links for all the stuff down below, because right now it's just got my Patreon and everything below. But this is made with Woolies Thick and Quick. I ended up using an 8mm hook on this, and it's still got a little more airspace between stitches than I would like. So if I do it again, I'll probably do it with a K-hook or a 6.5mm. It's very nice. It used quite a bit of stuffing, but I still have a giant 10-pound box of stuffing plus a bag, so I'm thinking I might double strand some worsted weight and then put it together for this. And it's Woolies, so it does have a little bit of wool in it, but it's only 20% wool, so I'm not really worried about it pilling or anything like that when it gets washed. If it gets washed, I'm hoping that somebody will want to take this home from the craft market that I'll be doing on the 15th of December. It's going to be at the same place as the last one. For anybody who's quasi-local in Washington, it's going to be at the Masonic Center in Tacoma. It's technically Tacoma, I guess, but it's actually in South Hill. And yes, I love the sparkles in it. It's perfect. It has just the right amount of metallic, and apparently I'm shedding all over it. Yeah. So this is actually smaller than it would have come out if I had used a bigger hook, but if I had used a bigger hook, there would have been so much space in between that it would just be losing stuffing all over the place. I really like it. I have some bulkier yarn. Like I said, I'm probably going to double strand some worsted weight and put it together. Hi, Valencia. I am alive. I could be better, but I could also be worse. I'm still here, and honestly, some days that's the best you got. I'm still here. Hi, Julie. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm just using the onboard microphone on my laptop. I didn't feel like going and hooking up my giant Blue Yeti microphone and then having to deal with that funness. This is another pillow-ish weird amigurumi deal. This, I have to keep adjusting the way I'm turning things because of the camera. This is a cuddler. The design is actually from 3am Grace Designs. It's the Raindrop Cuddler, but me being me, I made a blood drop, and this particular one is RH positive. I have enough of this yarn. I'm probably going to do another one and just make a little negative symbol up here. And this is Red Heart Super Saver Chunky, and I ended up using a J hook, I think J hook. The pattern called for a different hook, and I always have to go a hook size or two down because I guess I'm so chill when I crochet that if I use the actual hook size most people say for amigurumi and whatnot, it turns out really, really open. And you don't want the stuffing to come out of things, so yeah. I really like this, and I don't think you'll be able to see it because I have so many lights in my face right now because there's no natural light, but this white actually has some sparkles in it. So there's that. Two giant pillow amigurumi, and like my craft room is just exploded with crap right now, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. Some of you already know what's going on. Some of you have had hints. I will go more into detail once I've shown you all my stuff because I'm trying to focus on the happy stuff at the moment. What else have I got? Jingle Jingle. Yes, it's not for you, Jingle. Okay. And yeah, you probably can't see him unless he looks directly at the camera, but Nurgle is sitting here being my emotional support creature. Yeah. There's Kitty. Kitty. Alright, so you sit your butt down. Thank you. Right there. I have 3 different octopi here. One of them is the normal octopus pattern that I do that is by, I believe, Sarah Hearn. It's on Ravelry. It's just mini amigurumi octopus. And hello, sir. Back up, please. I added a jingle bell, so this is another jingle puss. It's all festive-like. The top part is blue confetti. It's Big Twist Premium confetti yarn. It's just a worsted weight acrylic. And the bottom part is Red Heart with Love Metallic. These other ones, I found a different pattern to do because as much as I love the way these twisty tentacles come out, it takes about an extra 40 minutes to make the bottom portion. And I'm kind of in machine mode because I'm only a few weeks out from my market. So I'm trying to find things I can make quicker but that still look good. I don't really want to sacrifice quality for quantity, but I'm trying to balance. You are just a snuggle today, aren't you? Yes. Okay. Thank you, Julie. So this is, what was this pattern from? I cannot remember who it was from, but I will, like I said, I'll link everything down in the description box once this is done and has uploaded. This is the Taco-Octopus. Like I said, it's going to take me a minute. I'm trying to adjust to like, okay, there. Now the camera can see that one. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so this is the Taco-Octopus pattern, which roughly translation guess is something along the line of octopus kisses, and it has the little twisty, ruffly skirt tentacles on the bottom. This is actually 2 strands of worsted weight held together, and I did this with an H hook, and it looks like it's got a little duck face going. And this one, I did more of a little squiggly mouth. It just looks kind of embarrassed. And this is Hirschner's Worsted 8 in Spice. I still have a little bit of this left, so I might do another one this size. But I kind of like the size this one turned out. So this one's teeny tiny. They took the same amount of time, but this one I used bigger hook, bigger size. Yeah, I don't think Nurgle's much for cameras. He just loves me. He's snuggly. Yeah, I'm trying to find a good balance, Shalene. Having a hard time, because I'll have a day where I do all the things and then do 10 more things on top of all of the things, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm wondering why I'm still awake and can't fall asleep, and then my kids are still up at 6. What else do I have here? I see you. Yes, you are cute. Other things I have... Wow, do I really have that many? So it's actually been 2 weeks since I did a yarn talk. I had my Forest Fairy hood pattern go up, and the Hirschner's haul went up last week. But I don't think I did a yarn talk last week. Don't think so. Anyway, I have 4 hats that are finished now. And yeah, so you're hopefully not going to see my bare stomach, but incoming. I have this up on top. So this is mannequin head. This hat, so this pattern is a modification of, it was just, I think they called it the basket weave brim hat. Like I said, I'll link to it. It was a free pattern. I actually added in a band of texture in the middle with the color that's also Spice from Hirschner's. And this is just a normal beanie fit. I really liked the way it turned out. And the colors I used, it's Red Heart Super Saver. Yeah, trying to put this on a head backwards that isn't mine, doesn't work. Other way. There we go. Yes, these things are going to be for at my craft fair. And anything that doesn't sell at the craft fair, which is the 15th, will be going up in my shop. But at that point, unfortunately, I can't guarantee that anything that's bought after that point is going to be there for Christmas unless somebody pays extra for priority shipping. I really thought that the extra band of color just kind of made it all worthwhile there. I really liked the way it turned out. So this part in the middle is just a alternating single crochet, double crochet all the way around, and then you turn it so you're working in the other direction and you alternate the stitches, so it gives it a little bit of texture, but it's not too busy. So there's that. Don't mind this horrible cheap Halloween wig on my mannequin, because it's bad. It needs some love and attention. And I did this, which is just a plain dark gray, and it just has a few more rows of texture, also with the basket weave brim. And this is a little bit bigger. This can be worn kind of slouchy, but this is more made to be a man-sized hat. Personally, this is the way I like my hats to fit. A little bit snug here, but a little more space here. Mostly because I just don't like taking my hair down, and if I have my hair up in a clip, I want to just be able to shove a hat on my head. I really like the way that the brim looks. It was very easy. Like I said, it's a free pattern, and I'll link to it when I'm done. I think the pattern was actually from something that somebody did a charity hat idea for a few posts in a row on their blog, and it looked really cool. So I like that one. This was kind of sort of done last time, and now it's totally done. I gave in and got some fake furry pom-poms, guys. I found a package that I liked. It has a bunch of different colors, and I think that it just makes this hat complete. This is the Insomnia Hat from Uniquely More, and this pom-pom, which you probably will not be able to see with my crappy lighting and webtop cam, it actually has a little bit of black on the very edges of the pom. And this one, my voice is like gone. It actually has a snap so that you can take the pom off to wash the hat, or you could change out the colors of the pom-pom if you decided that you wanted to put a different colored one on it. I think the pack was maybe 12 or 13 for a pack of 10 or 12. So I do like that. Like I said, it needed something on top, and now I just feel like it's perfect. I really like it. I'm happy with how it turned out. The rest of the palms, this is going to be loud and crinkly, sorry, because it's all in the bag. But there are all these different colors. Hello, Kitty, I know you hear the crinkling. And they came with a little packet of the alternate side of the snaps to sew onto the hats. And it came with instructions too, because as you can see, when they come out of the package, they're kind of smushed horribly, and it says to just take a blow dryer on low heat to it and it'll fluff them right back out. I got them from Amazon. The fairy hood will look really huge, but then once you put it on, the part that actually fits your head should fit your head pretty well. I am not sick. My voice is worn out from talking on the phone with my parents and crying a lot the past couple of days, unfortunately. Yeah. And fun. Things are awesome. Well, they could be much more awesome, but like I said, I'm still alive. I'm still here. This is the last hat that I have done. And this is the Give It a Whirl hat. I can't remember who it's by, but this is also a free pattern. And this is testing out the... Where is it? Do I have it where I can reach it? That one. I told you guys I wanted to test out the Red Heart Colorscape yarn. So this is the Bangkok colorway. And I ended up using probably about 3/4 of the skein. I just have a teeny little ball left. This is how it turned out. And I went by the pattern. I did half double crochets instead of single crochets because ain't nobody got time for making a hat all in single crochet back loop only. So I just fold up the brim a lot, and it's a little more snug than I would like. But like I said, I like to wear my hats kind of loose, so I feel like for a person who likes a hat that actually fits their head, it will be just fine. It is very slouchy, so I think if I make it again, I will make the starting chain shorter. It's actually constructed in it's a parallelogram before you seam it up. So it's kind of like a slanted rectangle. And I really like the way it turned out. I really like these colors. I don't know if the light is really doing it total justice or not. You just seam it up the side and then you cinch the top together. I thought about putting a palm on this one, but I feel like it would just distract from all the prettiness going on in the colors. And I like that when you fold up the brim, it kind of gives it a chevron look. So I really like how that turned out. Whoa, stay on the pile. That is the last of the stack of hats I have. Whoa. I'm sorry to hear that your show was a dud, Anna. It seems like they're kind of hit or miss this time of year. You never know. The only other thing that I have right now that I am working on, I actually need to make the companion piece. And it is actually part of Moonfire Crafted's You Can't Catch Me Cal. It is a pattern by Dolly, who is Moonfire Crafted. Her channel's pretty small right now, but she does a lot of stuff on Instagram. She's got some tutorials. She's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Her designs are really unique and very creative, and I feel like she's very underrated. So if you haven't checked out her stuff, Moonfire Crafted, definitely need to go look it up. So this is halfway done. I need to figure out how I'm going to decorate it. The You Can't Catch Me Cal has a gingerbread person and snow person body form. This is going to be impossible to show because of all the extra little cotton here. But the body shape construction is different. It's done flat and then you put it together, so you've got two pieces and then you seam up around the edge. And this is with the Hirschner's Holiday yarn. I don't know if you'll be able to see the metallic or not with my lighting the way it is, but there's silver glitter in there. Thank you, Trisha. I really like the way this goes together. It's pretty quick, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bunch of fronts and backs and then decorate them all prior to my show. I'm trying to think of how I can spook them up a little bit. I'm sure I'll figure something out. But this is the snow person pattern, and there's also a gingerbread person pattern that goes along with it. Like I said, I'll link to her channel and all of that stuff down in the box once all of this is done. I really like it. It's cute. I think this would be neat if you were going to be having a Christmas party with a bunch of little people. It'd be really cool to give them kind of the option of here's some fabric glue and here's some felt. Go to town, make yourself a little snowman stuffy that you can have. Be good for stocking stuffers. I don't think she has an Etsy shop. I know she's got some patterns up on Ravelry, but she mostly does auctions on Instagram because, to be fair, Etsy is majorly oversaturated of late, and they're making a lot of business decisions that I don't even 100% agree with. Hi, Sandra. Yes, she is on YouTube. Good night, Katrina. That is all I've got for fibery stuff right now, I believe. Because all of this is just leftover bits and bobs and things I'm working on. Yep, Instagram auctions. She'll post up her items on Instagram and leave them open for a certain amount of time and people can bid on them. She'll put up a buy it now price. She does all of her processing for payment through PayPal. It's pretty cool. It's something that I've considered doing before, but I have yet to really dive into. I also like the way that Wanda from Rolling Through Life has been doing a live online craft show of sorts. Not necessarily doing it auction style, but she shows a bunch of stuff that she has that she's trying to sell, and people can say, "Ooh, I want that one and that one." And at the end of the live, she'll give everybody their totals and their tallies. And sorry, buddy, is your tummy bothering you? Hi, Yvonne. I have a pretty cat in my lap. So what is everybody doing this weekend? Do you have any plans? I know a lot of people had craft markets this morning, which is kind of cool. I hope they went all right. Although it seems like so far the Christmas frenzy hasn't quite struck people yet, so might not be doing too terribly well, but I hope they do okay. I hope people at least make back their table fee. That's always my primary concern, is how much did I pay for materials to attend this show and how much was the table? I always aim for that. Oh, it's totally fine, Valencia. You are shedding all over me, dear. Here, you need to move so you're more comfortable. There you go. Crinkle. All the crinklings. Ow, 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 ow. I'm getting happy cat feet dug into my leg. Oh, you're doing the chores before you craft thing. Yeah, I feel that. I did dishes yesterday, but then Adam made breakfast, so now it looks like I haven't done dishes in 3 days. Fun! So, to just kind of sum up the situation about what's going on with me and my life and why everything is crazy and not necessarily horrible, but just kind of up in the air. I'm really feeling kind of lost right now. My husband and I are getting divorced. It was his decision, not mine. So I'm kind of trying to get myself acclimated to potentially having to pack up my entire life and my children and not be living here in a month or two. Oh, working night shift is horrible. I've always been kind of a nocturnal person, so once upon a time I was like, oh, working at night would be great because I'm up all night anyway. No. Even when you're nocturnal, you don't realize how much stuff happens during the day. I love you too, buddy. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. So if I don't post a video for a little while, it's because I haven't had a good enough day to feel like I could be on camera. But the good thing is that with this being my laptop camera, you can't see how puffy my face is, I hope. It's just, yeah. I'm doing my best to be as civil about it as possible. I really don't feel like ranting and raving and railing is gonna do a lot of good. I feel like I would temporarily feel better, but then I'd feel worse for saying horrible things, especially in the presence of my children. So, yeah, I'm just trying to keep it together as much as possible. I've made a point of when I have talked with Hunter about it, because Killian doesn't really grasp it completely, but Hunter knew something was up while Adam was gone for this last month-ish that he was gone. So I wanted to explain to Hunter that I was upset, but it wasn't anything he had done or anything Killian had done. So as factually as possible, I just broke it down. I said, you know, mommy and daddy are going to be getting separated, and I'm probably going to be sad sometimes, and sometimes relationships just don't work out when you're a grown-up, and your daddy will always be your daddy, and I will always be your mommy. Sometimes you'll be staying with one of us instead of the other, and it's just the way it's going to be for a while. So I'm actually going to be seeking counsel on Monday. As far as I know right now, Washington State is more pro-father and also pro-army. So to my knowledge, as of right now, that may change in the next few days. As long as Adam has orders to be in Washington, we cannot leave the state of Washington until he gets orders to move elsewhere, which means that we are stuck on the other side of the country from family for at least 2 years. It's crap. But unless a lawyer tells me otherwise, or Adam signs a paper saying we're allowed to relocate, it is what it is, and I've kind of come to terms with it. It sucks, but it is what it is. If legally we can't move for now. And we live in on-post housing, which also, to my knowledge, once we are divorced, we will no longer be able to stay in family housing because we aren't technically a family. We have been married for 6 years this year, and I have found a few attorneys I'll be speaking to who specialize in military divorce, so I'm hoping that they will be able to fill me in on things, and if they can't answer all of my questions, I'm going to just go to the JAG office and talk to people there and find out make sure that everything is taken care of in the way that it should be. Because when it comes to army stuff, I know nothing, honestly. I don't even know who Adam's commander is right now, because things have changed. And I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row, trying to get my life together. Feels really crappy to be starting over at 32, but I feel like it's better to be starting over at 32 than to have been in a relationship that wasn't ideal for 20 years or more, and then have to start over when I'm even older, so it's whatever. Yeah, everything people are talking about right now, I've already written down. I have a huge list of things to ask, and yeah, I'm gonna get it all taken care of. Yeah. We're not in any danger or anything. What I need to have definitive answers for things so I can make myself a timeline. I am a schedule person, and not having a definitive plan is scary and horrible. And there will be times where I'll just sit there totally paralyzed and not know what the hell to do with myself. No fun. No, it seems like it's out of the blue, but that's just because I've never really talked about it. Honestly, this has been a long time coming. I just didn't want to admit that it was inevitable, I guess. It's whatever. It's a thing, so that's going to be part of my life now. No, Nick Griffin, I am not on drugs. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh yeah, I'm not really worried about things monetarily. I know that when it comes down to, I believe they call it maintenance now instead of alimony and child support, and what I'm getting from my shop, what I have coming in from my property back in New York, we're gonna be okay as far as money goes. It's just having to pack up an entire house worth of stuff in the middle of winter. It's not ideal by any means whatsoever. Thank you, Halo. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying to make a point of not fighting or arguing in front of the kids because they don't need that. I mean, when Hunter asked me directly what divorce was, I was like, well, it's, when a husband and a wife, for whatever reason, decide not to be married anymore. And he kind of freaked out, and he was like, well, who's going to be my dad? And I had to explain to him that Adam was always going to be his dad, no matter what. Adam will always be your dad. So he seemed reassured about that. And once I explained to him that, nobody was going to be taking his daddy away or his mommy away, that he just asked some point-blank questions that were very factual and kind of weird. He was like, well, is daddy still going to live here when we live somewhere else? And I was like, I don't know where daddy's going to live for sure, but we'll be somewhere near each other, I guess, for now. Yeah, I like to play the tough card because I'm made of squishies on the inside, Dolores. I'm I'm a lot softer than I put on. A lot. Yeah, our divorce will be finalized the week of Hunter's birthday. What a fabulous birthday present for a 6-year-old, right? It is what it is. Yeah, when my kids ask me questions, I can't find it in me to lie to them, whether it's an answer that I feel like is a good one or not. I'm mostly pretty good about it, Holly. There's really nothing that I can do about it at this point. So, like today, I suggested, oh, hey, let's go to the zoo. It's the weekend. It'd be cool to take the kids to the zoo. Adam decided that he was going to take them by himself and that I wasn't invited. So yeah, fun. But I have had my fall apart about that for the day, and the kids knew that something was up. Hunter even asked him why I wasn't going. So, the boys know what's up. So I'm here in the very quiet house all by myself. But I didn't say anything about it. I just made sure I told the boys to have lots of fun, to mind their daddy, and to tell me about all the cool stuff that they got to see when they get home. So, what are you doing? Yeah, he's good like that. He's really good with the digs, with pushing the buttons. Whatever. That's part of the reason I wanted to go live, because I'm sitting here in the house by myself going nuts. And I'm kind of freaking out about the dog, which was his dog to start with, so she will stay his dog. She's going to have to be in a kennel for a large portion of the time when he's gone and when he's off on missions and whatnot. And animals are family, you know, even if she wasn't mine to start with. I feel bad, but I'm like, I know I'm not going to be able to afford a pet deposit for a 65-pound dog. Like, no way. Not going to happen. Hi, Mr. Kitty. I don't know. Crochet might not talk back, but let me tell you what, knitting does. If you've never had the frustration of dealing with knitting giving you crap, yeah. Knitting is a different animal. That's how I feel about it, Holly, but she's not my dog. I would take her if I could, but casting on is a start. That's the part I hate the most. Yeah, I feel like Adam wants to be involved in the kids' lives, and that's good, but I also don't like that because of his job, we have to be stuck here and don't have the option of leaving. You know? Like I said, I don't want to ruin his life, I don't want to take the kids away from him, but my parents haven't seen my kids since they were babies. And that sucks. And I've had a lot of my friends recently lose their parents, and I can't imagine having something happen to one of them and have me not be able to see them before they're gone. The idea just is horrible. Yeah. Kitty cat. But good news is, like I said, kids know what's up, kinda sorta. I've explained it to Killian as best as I can explain it to a 4-year-old. Really done all I can do at this point. Hey, kitty cat. Near you. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. When I talk to some counsel on Monday, I'm going to make sure that if we can leave, that he will be in charge of paying for any transport and visitation of the kids. I have 2 boys. They are 4 and soon to be 6. Because I know that I'm not going to be able to afford to pay to fly them all the way out here from New York if we do get to go back to New York. No way. I also kind of worry that when the boys get older, because Adam doesn't have a super close relationship with his parents. He'll go like months at a time without talking to his parents, even on the phone, and think nothing of it. I don't want my boys to think that that's the way it should be. Hi, buddy. I know. Yeah, I hope it won't fall on me, but this last month that he was gone for school, the only times that we heard from him were I had a day where Killian was pestering me all day, and he'd be like, hey, I want to talk to Daddy. Where's Daddy? When can I talk to Daddy? Can I talk to Daddy now? When can I talk to Daddy? So I called him. The only times we heard from him for that entire month were, I think, twice. Because Killian had pestered the heck out of me, and I was like, all right, we'll wait until, you know, time zone wise, it's a good time to call, and I'll call and you can talk to your dad. Thank you, Halo. Yeah, Mount Rainier isn't that far from here. It's only like an hour and a half away. Yeah, I'm really hoping that he will see reason and sign off on letting us move back over to the East Coast, but if not, there's really nothing that I can do about it if legally I can't say that we need to. So I'm trying not to get my hopes up about it because I really don't think I could handle being all ready for that and then having him be like, no. So hopeful, but don't have my hopes up. I hope so. I really do feel like they should have their father in their life as much as possible, but I'm just mom. I don't get to make that decision. Hey, buddy. Yes, you are all the purrs. I know. That's what you're here for. I still have Cat in my lap. Yeah. Cat in my lap. So yeah. I've had enough emotional outbursts for the day, I think. I've burst into tears like 3 times today. Oh yeah, he knows. When he was a baby, I had actually taken his mom in when she was pregnant with him without me knowing that she was pregnant. I just thought that she went from being a starving cat to being a really fat cat very fast, and she was pregnant. And when he was born, I had found homes for all of his brothers and sisters except him. And I had just gotten out of a really horrible, emotionally and otherwise, relationship. And he jumped right up in my lap when he was a little fuzzy jelly bean. He was probably about 8 weeks old at the time, and just rubbed his face on my cheeks when I was crying. And I was like, well, I wasn't going to keep you, but now I got to keep you because you get me. So he's been here. How old are you this year? He's 7 this year. Oh, thank you, Dee. Oh, I don't look pretty when I cry. When there's just tears leaking out of my eyes, it's fine. But if I was actually crying, like the noises and whatnot, oh no, it gets ugly in a hurry. It gets ugly fast. Hi, buddy. I got most of the ugly cry out when I was on the phone with my dad earlier, so it's mostly done for the day. But I'm glad that I talked to the kids about it, and I don't know if it's just an Army thing or if it's a Washington State thing, but I also have to take a mandatory parenting class because of the divorce. I'm not sure what all they're going to cover. Oh yeah, full ugly cry, yes. I'm sure you know. There's the, I'm mildly upset, so murder is leaking from my eye holes, and there's, I'm a mess and can't handle it. Blech. But yeah, we have to take a parenting class. I think that mostly it discusses how to talk to your kids about divorce and what's going on, and to make sure that you're not doing the pit the kids against the other parent thing, which, as somebody who has seen divorces that were both amiable and damaging to everyone involved, I want to be more on the we're separating, but I'm not going to destroy you to our children because they are our children. I don't think it's really something that you can pass or fail. I think it's a thing that you just have to sit in on a seminar and you get a certificate for being there. Where'd you go, kitty cat? He's finally wandered off. He must know that I'm more even-keeled now, so it's all good. And I have been sewing. I have acquired my own ironing board now, which is a cheapy little one, but it's a tabletop one, which is pretty cool. I never used the full ironing board anyway, and now I don't have to take up as much space. The biggest thing that I'm trying not to do is to blame myself for everything. Despite what I'm being told, I'm trying not to blame myself for everything. Because I'm one of those people. All the things in the universe that are wrong are my fault, and I have to fix them type of person. So everything is here. It's a good thing I have broad shoulders, because there's a little crap that I carry on them that I don't necessarily need to, but I do it anyway. I've done the towels into flat surface thing before. I've done that, but the tables that I have that will definitely be going with me are like cheap particle board, and I'm afraid that if any heat gets through them, it's going to make them curl and blister and pucker and bleh. Hello, string of numbers and letters from Russia. Yeah, like I said, I think that the class is just talking about how to responsibly speak to your children factually about divorce to make sure that you're taking care of them properly. I think that's one of the things that I envy about a lot of people. Whenever I hear somebody talking about having depression in the first place, and they're no punching in the face. Believe me, if I could do it, I probably would, but it wouldn't do anybody any good. So, not worth earning an orange jumpsuit over. I'll leave it at that. I just, ugh. It's a thing. It's whatever. I appreciate it, though. I do appreciate the offer. You know, true friends help you hide the bodies. Right? Right. I do still have one of these bags left, by the way. This is the last one. I hope that the class will have something useful. My biggest issue is I'm just trying to figure out when I'm going to be able to go. I've got to call and see when they actually offer the class, because there are some places where you have to go and you have to pay for them, but they offer one on post that doesn't cost anything. So I've got to find out when they're offering it, and Adam's going to be taking Christmas leave for like a week before and after Christmas, so I'm hoping that there will be a time in that block of time where they'll have one so that I can just go to it and not have to worry about the kids. Well, I mean, laying the plastic down is the best way to make sure that you don't have trace evidence that you have to clean up, because that's when you have to get the ammonia to dissipate any potential DNA that could prove what's gone on. By the way, I'm saying this because I took forensics classes, not because I am premeditating anything. Just throwing that out there. Hi, Kathleen. Oh, yeah. Yes. I write things. I took forensics classes and anatomy classes so that I could learn more about what actually happens when bones break, what injuries actually do when you receive them. Like, the biggest thing that bothers me watching anything that's on television or movies is if somebody gets a gut injury, like stomach wound, it's not instant death. It just isn't. It is not instant death. It is actually a long, drawn out, horrible way to die. Horrible. Not instantaneous. Smothering someone with a pillow, also not instantaneous at all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my forensics class was awesome. I actually took one in high school and then I took another one in college. And it was hilarious because the first day of class, my maiden name is Sears. It's not what my married name is now. So seeing my last name on the roster, when the professor called my name, he was like, "Sears, huh? Whose daughter are you? Todd, Scott's, Mark's, or Jeff's?" Because, you know, joy of growing up in a small area. My professor was actually a retired cop and had some run-ins with my father and his brothers. Not necessarily bad run-ins, but, you know, things. So when I told him that my dad was Jeff, he was like, "Oh, Jeff's a good guy. Kind of got in with some bad people, but he's a pretty good guy." I was like, "Oh good, dodged a bullet there." Oh, Louisiana, that'd be perfect. So before I went to a local community college back in Watertown, I was planning on going to Tulane in New Orleans for college. And then Hurricane Katrina happened. And that kind of destroyed my life plans and made me have to rethink everything, because I was going to be able to get there with a scholarship, so it would have only cost me, what was it, something like $2,000 per semester there, which is super, super cheap compared to what regular tuition is. But I just ended up taking a bunch of classes from my community college, and I think I ended up graduating with something ridiculous like 88 credit hours for my associate's degree, and you only needed somewhere around 60. Yeah, I was an Anne Rice junkie when I was younger, so I wanted to move to New Orleans because that's where Lestat came from. Yeah. I'm one of those people. Definitely a vampire fangirl through and through, forever and ever, amen. But maybe someday I'll be able to visit there. From everything that I've researched now as an adult, I don't think I'd want to live there, but I think visiting would be nice. I'm more of an introvert. I'm one of those ambivert types. I like a small group of really good people to hang out with. I don't really like crowds. I don't like massive quantities of people, especially people I don't know. Yeah. I have never even been to Louisiana. I've been up and down the East Coast traveling a few times. I lived in Maryland. I'm from New York. I visited Maine to see Adam's family, and then we had to drive all the way across to Washington, and that was fun. So we got to visit a lot of places on the way. I don't know if I could handle the temperatures, though. I'm more of a cool weather person. Being from New York, if it gets above 65, I'm over it, and I just want to hide somewhere cold and dark until the sun goes down. It's too much for me. Hey, buddy. I wondered about that when I saw that your son's name was Merrick. I was like, that's kind of an uncommon name. Wonder if she got that from the Vampire Chronicles series. And now I know. Suspicion confirmed. I'm calling you out. Yeah. So, as far as wet seasons go, this year, if you guys have been with me on the channel for a while, you know that usually I complain from September through April that it never stops raining here. We've had a pretty dry, wet season so far, which has me worried because of wildfires, which you have to worry about for pretty much the whole month of August here, because there's zero precipitation from about June until the end of August. Where did you go, cat? Oh, there you are. Now it's... Usually we get rain 5 or 6 days a week, and not just it rained for an hour and then it stopped. No, it rains and rains and rains and doesn't stop raining. We've been getting rain maybe 2 days a week. So I'm really worried for the dry season next year. Are you going to come sit with me again? Here, let me put my foot down so you have a more steady surface. There you go. Hey, buddy. You good now? Yeah. So much purring. So much purring. So I don't really have anything else useful to offer at this point, but if anybody was wondering what was going on in my personal life that I kind of hinted at, divorce is occurring. My whole life is kind of up in the air right now, and I'm trying to ground myself. Thank you, Valencia. That's the way I'm trying to look at it. It's okay to be sad once in a while. It's okay to be angry, but in the end, gotta keep it together so that my kids can be happy and healthy. When one door closes, another one opens, right? Just not one that involves men for a while, because no. No. I have had a few people be like, you need to make sure that you don't just jump into another relationship to not be alone. And I'm like, well, I didn't meet him until I was 26, almost 26, and I didn't really have much in the way of relationships prior to that. So being an only child, I can do alone. It'll just take some readjusting, that's all. Want nothing to do with another relationship for a while. I got kids to take care of, and I don't need some new guy coming in thinking that he deserves to be more important to me than my children are. So yeah. Oh no, I'm 32. I am 32. Thank you, you just made my day. One of my best friend's mothers has told me since high school that I've looked like I was 40. She's like, no, when you were 16, you looked 40. Now that you're getting older, you look like you're slightly younger than 40, and that's kind of weird. Like, well, at least I'm regressing age-wise. That's good, right? Yeah, that's how I feel about it, Mary Beth. I am upset, and I'm trying to accept that it's okay to be upset. I've never really been the type to say, oh, you have to just put on a happy face and repress everything, and any sort of strong sort of emotion is a bad emotion, and blah, 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 blah. I wasn't raised that way. I am the type to be like, I'm angry. I'm angry right now. So I'm going to be angry right now, because once I get it out of me, then I can move past it and not be as angry anymore. Yeah, I got ID'd when I bought... What did I buy? I think I bought wine to cook with. And they asked for my identification, and I was like, oh, you made my day. Yeah, I just try not to let it spill over so much that it bothers my kids. Like, I want them to see me when I am upset. I don't want them to think that Mom is only capable of happy and sunshine and rainbows. I want them to know I have a lot more bags to cut. Don't worry if the bags are gone. There's all sorts of stuff. I promise. I mean, I don't know if I can turn the camera enough to show you, but over here, which has become my sewing station, see that stack of stuff right in here behind the octopus? Yeah, I'm going to be cutting all of that stuff in the next couple of days. And hoping to have a big bag update in the shop probably by next weekend. There's a lot, Dolores, don't worry, there's a ton. A few of the fabrics that I have are for a custom request for somebody, but if I have extra, I'll make something extra with them. I hope so, Kathleen. Everybody keeps telling me that I seem like I got my crap together, and I don't know. I like to think that I'm doing all right. I feel like I've gotten to the point now where my good days are outnumbering the days where I feel like a slug and accomplish nothing save caring for my children. More spooky bags. I will have to see what I've got. I have shelves of fabric in my closet of shame that the closet is so packed with other crap that I can't show you, but I have a lot of stuff. I'm working on getting all of my holiday fabric done up. That way that'll be done before the holiday, and then I'll be able to get back to all of my other stuff. Yeah, if anybody else has a channel and you want to talk about what you do in the chat, feel free to do that, guys. I'm all about sharing the love and spreading it around, because there's always a time when even being subscribed to over 300 channels as I am, when you've watched everything and you're like, oh no, now what do I do with myself? I could do the dragon one again. I could. I do still have all the dyes. I actually have 3 whole bags of bare yarn still that I haven't dyed yet. I have a bag of sport weight, a bag of regular sock weight, I believe, and I think a bag of sparkle sock too. And yes, my kids are priority number 1, which I honestly think was also part of what was the beginning of the downfall of our relationship, which I can say was partially a failing on my part, not making Adam feel like he was as important as he is. I'm glad everybody's liking that pattern. If you're looking for the written pattern for the Forest Fairy hood, it is on Ravelry and Etsy, and the tutorials here on YouTube for free. So, hi Stitch House Creations. And hey, even if your life is boring, it doesn't matter. I am right now a housewife, and I have 2 kids, but you know what? I like watching people do dishes. I like watching people fold laundry. I like watching people take their kids to the playground. As a quasi-introvert, I have not really found my tribe of people here. So, I live vicariously through other people's videos and feel like I have kind of a community and people that I can have friendships with, even though I don't see them. I mean, I see them, but I don't get to see them in person. You know what I mean. Sleep schedule. What's that? That's imaginary like dragons, right? Hey buddy, what you doing? You having trouble getting comfortable? Well, my lap's only so big, dude, and you're a giant cat, buddy. Yeah, my sleep lately has been anywhere from 3 solid hours a night to attempting to sleep from 10 p.m. until 7 a.m. and then waking up feeling like I haven't slept at all. I feel like it's better to just sleep for 3 hours straight, knowing that I'll wake up refreshed enough to function and feel like I'm not going to crash my car from exhaustion, than to waste that much time trying to sleep and not sleeping well. And yes, I crochet because punching people is frowned upon. Very, very much so. I will have to get some yarn dyed this week then. Would you like it in sport, the sparkly sock base, or the regular sock weight yarn? Because like I said, I can see 3 bags of bare yarn on my shelf from here. I'm just not exactly sure what weight they are. Most of the colorways that I've done are repeatable because I did such a high quantity of them when I did them the first time. I love you, cat. But it's like trying to watch a dog try to sit in my lap. It's very weird having the house be so quiet too when the boys aren't here. Kind of drives me crazy to be able to hear appliances running. And you know, when they're running around going nuts and making noise, you're like, oh my god, will you please just quiet down just a little? Just like, you're at a 10, can you take it to an 8? No. But then when they're not here, it's so quiet that it drives me bonkers. There's no win. There is no win when it comes to sanity once you are a parent. I am convinced. I love my kids and they love me back, and I guess that's the true win, but yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It makes me think of that episode of The Twilight Zone, Time Enough at Last. If you've ever seen that one, there's this man who very much loves to read and doesn't really get time to read. And then the apocalypse happens, and he finally gets to sit down with as many books as he wants to, and then I'm going to spoil the ending. Thank you for dropping in, Kathleen. Have a good day. And then when he finally has time to sit down and have quiet and read, his glasses break. No win. It's one of the old black and white ones, Dolores. It's one of the really good ones. When I lived at home with my parents still, every year when the Sci-Fi Channel multiple times does usually for holidays, they'll do a 24-hour Twilight Zone marathon. That was always one of my favorite episodes whenever that one would come up. See you later. Have a good day. Oh yeah, when the kids get quiet, I'm like, I know you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing or you wouldn't be quiet. Then every once in a while they're not and they're just getting along and it shocks the crap out of me and then I feel like a jerk for accusing them of being bad when they weren't. Again, can't win. But you know when your mom senses get tingling, you're like, oh no, what's happening? Yeah. You're a good kitty. Well, I think I have run out of rambles for the time being. So I'm going to let you guys all go. So if Jan is still streaming, you guys should pop on over there and hang out with all the cool people in the UK that are still up. Although it's got to be about midnight there. So crazy people need to be getting ready for bed. About 12:30 to 1:30 is my usual bedtime. Oh yeah, Lenny. Hunter is my informant. Sometimes he informs incorrectly, kind of like fake news, but yeah. $11:11. That means there's an 8-hour time difference between where you guys are and here. I know some of them there's a 9, so they must be farther over towards the east. I hope so too. It's only 3 p.m. here, so I got a long way to go before it's bedtime. But oh, don't worry about it. You'll be able to rewatch it through. I know it's not quite the same, but it'll pop up for replay and you'll be able to see the yarny stuff I showed at the beginning. Goodbye. Yeah, East Coast, it's about dinner time. It's only 3 here. Oh, Pizza Hut. I don't think I've had Pizza Hut since I was a kid. Little Caesars and Domino's since becoming an adult are really the only things available. And I'd rather just buy the little pre-made boboli crusts and put my own sauce and cheese and toppings on it, and that's good enough for me. Hey, buddy. Oh, breakfast for dinner. My kids love breakfast for dinner. So, I hope everybody has an awesome rest of their weekend. I do have some other tutorials planned that hopefully will be coming up sometime soon-ish. And I would wait to add pom-poms to a blanket until after it's been washed. Unless you know your pom-poms are super duper ultra secure and they're not going to fall apart in the wash, I would wait until after. Personal preference. But yes. Thank you everybody for tuning in and letting me kind of fall apart and spill my guts so that now I have that out of me and I can just go on with things and continue moving forward. Hunting, oh, I would kill to have some venison right now. You don't even know. It's been such a long time. But thank you everybody for tuning in and watching, and I will catch you all in the next video that hopefully will not be 2 weeks from now. But hopefully I will be able to actually do an update about how that craft market went. I do still have all of my clips from the one that I did in October, but I don't know if I'm going to bother uploading them because they're not really relevant to Christmas markets. We'll see. Thank you again, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you to my patrons over on Patreon for the monies monthly that help keep the video machine chugging along. And I will catch you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.